What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Dr. Wu Tactical Commander, their version of a very small Ultra Magnus. Not really sure what scale to call this. It's not really Legends. It's actually smaller than Legends. Micro scale, I don't know. But it's very small. Very cool. It comes packed like this with the core robot in robot mode and then the trailer in truck mode. So you do have to convert this, so I figured I'd start with that. It is the same, I believe, as their Optimus. But before we get it converted, let's take a look at the core robot. We got some nice paint details on it. Silver, white paint all throughout. The face is actually painted with silver for the mask and then blue for the eyes. Yellow paint down here, blue there. Gray paint here on the legs. Here's the back. He does suffer from, truck arms, but I mean, at this scale, pretty excusable, especially considering what the Hasbro core class looks like. You do get a axe here. You can attach that to his hand, just get it tabbed over, and he can have that. And unfortunately, I am actually missing the gun because we ended up with 3 of these. And this is actually not mine. This is from Dr. Diecast, who sent this for review. So I think what they did is accidentally gave us 3 missiles, gave him 3 missiles, and then left out the gun. And I did check. Unfortunately, can't hold this, can't use it in any mode. So that extra missile really doesn't provide anything. But I will say this core robot looks very nice. Articulation on it, the head can rotate all the way around. It can go up and down on that joint, transformation joint. Rotation on a hinge here, can go up to there. Has a reverse butterfly joint. You have a rotation here at the mid waist, which is just due to the transformation, but it does work. You have nothing at the hands. The legs will go up to there on a ball joint, back to there, out to the side. It's a little bit on the loose side. Could stand to be a little bit tighter, but 90-degree bend at the knee, a little bit short of 90 degrees. You have a toe tilt and a toe rocker back and forth, but no ankles because just the way it's designed, basically get the toe. But it all works, and it looks pretty darn good. All right, let's get him transformed. So we're going to take the head, rotate that around. Come to the waist here. We're going to rotate that 180 degrees. We're going to take the backpack here, or the legs, and rotate this upwards like this. Take these are going to collapse down all the way. And then you can peg the feet together right in the middle. These feet you can just fold down like that. We're going to take these wheels, bring those down. And actually bring them down a little bit more than 90 because you need a little space to work on this guy. So get the arms in, and then you can peg it in right there. Same on this one. Peg it in right there. Then we're going to open up these panels, and that's going to kind of solidify the alt mode. And there you go, there's the little truck. It is really, really small. So now you can take the trailer and plug that in there, and pretty cool what you end up with here. It does roll, although it's so small that, my surface here, which isn't flat, it's having a little trouble, but very, very cool. And for a quick size comparison, there it is next to the New Age Optimus Prime and Roller trailer, and you could see this is a very small figure. Even next to New Age, it just looks tiny, but pretty amazing at this scale what they're able to do. All right, let's get him transformed into his robot mode. And unfortunately, we do have to transform the cab back to, at least partially, to robot mode. So go ahead and open up those panels. You can extend the legs back down on this. And we can separate them here. Come to the arms, and we're going to undo that as well. So open up the wheels to release that little tab, and then we can get the arm out. The arms are actually just going to flip over. So we're going to take these and same thing on this side. Get the arm out of there. Make sure you remove that tab so you don't break it. And then you can bring wheels back up and rotate the waist around 180 degrees. Keep the head down. These arms are going to come and sit on the top like this. And then you're going to have the smokestacks on the back. I know that wasn't the smoothest sequence, but hard to do when it's this small. Alright, so now let's take care of this. So you're going to lift up here. It's just tabbed in right on the back here. And then we're going to unpeg from the inside. It's just a clip tab. And then you can separate the whole thing. Pull these hands upwards. You can unpeg the two arms from each other, here and here. Fold these over, rotate the arm up, and then bring this down and tab it back in. It's a very interesting way they did it. Same thing on this side, bring this down, tab it back in. We're going to take these missiles off and then obviously put them in the right spot on his arms on the outside. And that piece is ready. This piece we're going to untab from here and here and then pull this out. It's actually pegged into the back of this. So we're going to take apart the legs and then the three pieces come apart. You can fold this panel down, fold this panel down. We'll take this and slide this into here. You can see it fits perfectly on both sides. That'll click into place. It's a little difficult to take back out. I recommend using a spudger if you're taking it apart. All right, so make sure you have the arms straight, everything's all lined up. We're going to take this panel here, straighten up the head. I'm going to fold this panel forward so you have that little tab there, and then this is going to peg into the top of the arms, just like that. All right, now we're ready to combine. Let's go ahead and take this. This little white piece is going to peg in right there. And then these two are going to go around the waist. So get this neck piece in first. Then come to the back here. These are going to swing around. They're going to tab in here. It's a very firm click. At first I didn't do it. When I was first transforming it, I was scared to click it, but it's a very strong and good tab there. All right, and there is Dr. Wu Tactical Commander in his Ultra Magnus mode. I think it looks really cool. Got some nice paint on it. You got the red with white. The face itself has white paint with metallic blue eyes. Red paint here on the tips of the missiles. White paint across the belt. Here's the back. Pretty clean. You have the smokestacks hanging down, but not too big of a deal. And then the red bumper for his butt. All that looks pretty good. For articulation, the head is on a ball joint. You get all the way up to there, down to there, rotates around, and you get the side to side. Shoulders are on a ball joint, rotate all the way around, and you get a butterfly joint out of that because of the ball joint. And you can lift up to there. If you lift the whole arm up on that ball joint. Rotation at the bicep. Single jointed elbow gets you 90 degrees. You can rotate the missiles if you take it off that peg, but really meant to just go straight forward. The hands, do these rotate? No, the hands do not rotate. No waist swivel or ab crunch or anything like that. Legs go up to there. They're a little bit loose with the weight now that he's got the Ultra Magnus boots. It's a little bit heavy, but up to there, back to there, out to the side. A rotation at that ball joint, although it's a little hindered now that it's got So all this bulk around it. 90-degree bend at the knee. And ankle tilts, which is pretty good for a small guy like this. And unfortunately, we don't have the weapons here. Even the weapons from the Corbot mode, they don't really work. They're just a little too small. And then this extra shoulder missile, obviously not meant to be a weapon, but I can't get it plugged in anywhere. I guess you can maybe put it here. I don't know. Hopefully this is just an issue with this copy and not all the copies, because he definitely needs a gun in this mode. But there you go for the robot mode. And for size comparison, since I don't really have any other Dr. Wu figures or figures of this size, there it is next to New Age Optimus Prime. And yeah, I mean, he's really small, but very impressive for this size. So final recommendations on the Dr. Wu Tactical Commander. I'm going to give this guy a 4 out of 5. I'm going to recommend it, even though I don't have his gun, which is kind of an unfortunate thing. I think it's just a mishap, but, you can just contact the retailer and get the missing part. But it's really well done. The robot mode, both the core robot and the combined robot for Ultra Magnus look really good. The alt mode, the truck and the trailer work. The accessory, at least the one that I have, is fine, although it doesn't work in this mode, so it'd be nice to have the gun here. But overall pretty cool. The question is, where are you going to put this? Where are you going to fit it in? Unless you have a bunch of Dr. Wu figures to go with it, there aren't really anything else at this scale. There aren't any, other companies. So you're really just out there buying all the Dr. Wu stuff to go with maybe your Titans, as a Titans display or diorama. But either way, I think this is a really cool release. Pretty solid, good materials, everything feels great. So that's it for today. Thanks to Dr. Diecast for sending this for review, and we'll see you next time.